Hello, beer fans. Once again, my name is Steve Jaguar, and welcome to BeerNative. All January, I've been reviewing alcohol-free beers for Dry January, and sometimes on Wednesdays. I missed it this Wednesday because my work went till like midnight, but mostly I've been doing Hump Wednesdays live, and I've been doing some interesting beers that do have alcohol, normal beers. Let's call them normal beers. But mostly, I found this journey really fascinating because I have learned about there are way more alcohol-free breweries out there than I had any idea existed. And they seem to have the name Drop in them. We've had Big Drop, Drop Air, and then I even have been exploring like Lucky Saint, and even some just more common alcohol-free beers that you might be able to get that you would just know from known brands. So, continuing down this path, I am going to be reviewing another new alcohol-free brewery based in the United Kingdom that I had never heard of, but came recommended in one of my previous videos. So that's really good. I'm learning. You're learning. We're all learning. Pretty awesome. So let's take a quick look at them. So we can see them there. Nirvana. No, not the band. But they have a good name for a brewery. Why not, right? Very cool logo. Love good branding. And let me just jump to their shop. They have a pretty nice, actually, art. I don't know why I like that. Maybe because this logo is hypnotizing me. But they have a hoppy pale. Let's take a look at everything else. They've got a classic IPA, which is up here, which is like more like I think like a typical British IPA. They have a hoppy pale in bottles as well, and then they've got a dark and rich stout, which I've heard was really good, but I couldn't find, which is unfortunate. Organic pale, traditional pale ale, and that's the one right there, the orange label that I'll be doing today. I've also heard a good thing about the lager, and I've got one in the fridge, so I'll get to try that at some point. But I chose the traditional pale ale because it was the only craft traditional pale ale in the alcohol free I could find, and it was unique. And I've already had a few lagers, so I went with the traditional pale ale. We shall see how that fares, won't we? But yeah, there they are at nirvanabrewery.com, so you can go check them out if you are interested, in my opinion. Hey, why not, right? If you are new to the channel, please check it out. Subscribe, ring the bell, find me on Instagram and also on Twitter if you're interested in those sorts of things. Okay, I'm going to check out if I can get any additional information. Actually, I should have done that on their website. I didn't do that yet. So let's click through and see if they tell us anything more than we would normally get off the bottle. There's not a lot of information on the bottle already. There's nutritional information, and that's important. 15 calories per 100 ml. So about 40, 50 calories. That's good to know. Sometimes they jack up the sugar a little bit, depending on how they made it. Light roasted barley, balanced and crisp. Hoppy flavor, we'll see about that, right? British ales like to say they're hoppy, but it's like they have no clue what a hoppy beer really is like these days. And not a lot of other details. I'm guessing that's 12 for $22.50. I think I made that mistake with Drop Bear. Did I say there was 6 for 22? And I was totally wrong. It was 12. So it was whatever I said in the last one. I should issue a correction. I got that wrong. Ugh. All right. Not bad. Let's go back and let's crack it open. Let's hope it doesn't explode. I made a mistake. Before I started filming this, again, I didn't have a glass. So whenever that happens, I end up deferring to these little guys here, which are not perfect, but I don't think we're necessarily judging this on the depth of character that we do with typical craft beer, because unfortunately, like we just saw on the website, they don't tell us the malt, they don't tell us the hops. It's like alcohol, even for alcohol-free dedicated breweries, they still kind of treat their own alcohol-free beers as like these second-class citizens, where if you want to be associated with real craft beer, you've got to get into a bit more detail than just saying malts and hops and crispness. So they should be giving us more detail, and they aren't. So I implore you, if you watch this, Nirvana Brewery, craft beer people like detail. All right, it didn't explode. There's a positive. Let's pop that in the glass gently. It's like a shot glass, or it makes me feel like a huge human because of a tiny pint glass. Well, it's living up to it, right? It did say it was going to be amber, but it's not totally amber. So this has been, I've been complimented offline on the fact that I give you a good view of the color. So it's a little more golden than I expected, but I guess it does say it's lightly roasted. So it's quite nice and refreshing looking, which is, I guess, psychologically good, isn't it? All right, let's have a little sip. Let's see. And have a little smell. Oh, that's interesting. Give me a little smell. It has remaining some sweetness. So what did I say? 50 calories? There is sweetness remaining in that. And you pick it up. Yeah, you do definitely pick up sweetness. Let's have a little smell again. Very lightly hopped. Almost like, for being so light, it has a molasses edge to it. Bit of brown sugar. It does have a sort of pininess. So there is some hop effect there, but a lot of that is coming from the malt. I don't think the hop's having an effect that they might want there. One last sip and I'll score it up. There's a real kind of a harsh grassiness and cereal to it. I'm frowning. It has an aftertaste that is not pleasant. It makes me want to drink something else right now. I got to be honest, right now I'm thinking about it. So there was a time I made a beer where I actually hadn't realized I put almost like a bagged hop in, and I hadn't realized that the bag broke. So it wasn't supposed to make direct contact with the wort, it was a disaster. Anyway, there's a bit of that flavor in. I think my wife used to call it dog food, which is really insulting. But it's not that I eat dog food, so I don't know. Dog food, actually, to me, when I feed the dogs, dog food smells amazing these days. So I don't think that's quite what I'm going for. But it's almost a sickly sweet, light caramel, molassesy that it's just sticking with me. It could just be me, but I'm not happy with it. That might be a drain pour. I got a good review of Nirvana, so I assume don't judge them by this one. But that's not very good. I like the art, though. I like the consistency. They are keeping in tune with alcohol-free beer companies, where they put their big logo in the middle, they make a bunch of fancy patterns around it, and they put the name of the beer below. So far, that's almost every single alcohol-free. It's like they all went to alcohol-free beer school. And they said, well, here's what you do. You take your logo, you put it dead center, you make a funny pattern that looks like art or mosaic or something, and then you just write the beer name underneath. Don't do anything different. And then quite often in the marketing, I've noticed this too. They will say, all the aroma without the branding. Let's see what they say. Changing the game and no alcohol beer. Let me share this with you. Bringing better choices to heady aromas, classic beer styles, intriguing flavor combinations. Welcome to our perfect state. That's not too bad. It's a little different. Put the boot into low expectations and explore, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's so marketing that is apologetic You watch. I didn't cover this in the video. Another video that I did about what makes beer great. It was branding and labeling and art, and any kind of branding that comes across as apologetic or defensive, people don't like it. It's not confident. It's not selling a style and if you say, "Oh, this has all the things you want, but it does it without the alcohol," like somehow that's a good thing, and it does. It tastes just like the alcohol beers you like. It's like, well, you know what? If you were ever to read, now I'm going on a marketing diatribe. If you were to read Sun Tzu, Art of War, they have a strategy in there, which is essentially called changing the battlefield. You can't compete with those beers. Alcohol beers and alcohol-free beers shouldn't be competing with each other. They're different things. So if you have some people like beer and they just can't do alcohol. So don't defend yourself against beers with alcohol. Just be the best alcohol-free beer and establish a brand on that. So there's my advice to people who are making alcohol-free beer. I mean, it's kind of crazy. So it drives me a little bit nuts. Now I'm going to score. Enough ranting. I do, even though the art to me it seems a bit samey, it's actually pretty cool art and I like the logo. So I'm going to give you a 3 and a 3 for that. I'm not going to mark you down. I'm not going to mark you up. It's pretty good. It fits the craft beer style. It absolutely seems to nail the alcohol-free beer style. I'd be encouraged to see something different, but that's fine. In terms of uniqueness, not at all. It's unique in that it's trying to do a British pale, and I hadn't seen one yet. All right, I'm going to bump you up to a 4 for that. Is it accurate? I kind of don't think so. It's a little too sickly sweet for me. I think it could have been better. And the fact that I could easily drink a British pale and I'm probably not going to finish that. I'm going to put you down to a 2. So you're at 6 and a 6, you're at a 12. Do I like it? No. Actually, I don't like it at all. I think I'm going to give it a 3. And that's going to put you to a 15, which is a 2.5. In fact, I think that's too high. I'm going to give you a 2 on flavor. So you get a 14. It's really not a good beer. Could you just be that one? I'm going to actually go look for another Nirvana, and just to see, is it just the pale ale I don't like or what? Because I can't believe a brewery would make all their beers like that, and I've been really impressed by most people's stouts recently. So I'm going to try to find some more and hopefully do another one. Come back to Nirvana because I don't want to leave them with that 14 out of 30. But that's going to end up being a 2.25 out of 5 on Untappd. Yeah, which is probably one of the lowest scores I've ever given any beer. Wow, right? Drain pour. All right, that's the end of that one. My name's Steve Jaguar. This has been an unfortunate review of this Nirvana Brewery traditional pale ale. I'm going to probably just dump it on the lawn or down the sink, put it into the recycling, and maybe move on to something else. I might even do two reviews today just to try and... Well, I didn't do the Hump Wednesday yesterday, so I might have a real beer now and then do a quick review of that, post them both back to back. My name's Steve Jaguar. This is BeerNative, and where's the outro? Thank you for watching.